Okay, so obviously we know that Sn is term 1 plus term 2 plus term 3 plus and all the way up to term n. If we say find the sum of the first n terms, it has to be term 1 plus term 2 up to term n. So if I say, think about it, if I say S1, it's actually just term 1. The sum of the first term is just term 1. If I say S2, it's term 1 plus term 2. Okay. To find the sum of the first two terms, I must add the first term and the second term. Which means if I say the sum of the first three terms, it's term 1 plus term 2 plus term 3. Okay, that makes sense, right? That's what this whole thing means. The sum of the n terms is t1 up to tn. So that means S1 is t1, S2 is t1 plus t2, S3 is t1 plus t2 plus t3. Okay. So if we have the equation that we have to use, then we can say, okay, if I put in 1, S1, I'm going to see what term 1 is. Okay, so I can say here, S1 is equal to T1, so it's equal to, then I can just put in 1 here, 43 times 1 minus 6 times 1 squared. So to find term 1, if I have S, n, to find term 1, I just put 1 in the place of n. Okay, so that gives you 43 minus 6, which is 37. Okay, so there's term 1. Term 1 is 37. I just put 1 in. Now if I want to find S2, obviously I'm going to put 2 in here. So we can say if S2 is term 1 plus term 2, I can therefore say that S2 is 43 times 2 minus 6 times 2 squared. Okay, so I can just substitute 2 now to find S2. So what's that? 86, 4 times 6 is 24. So you're going to say 86 minus 24. Okay. So that's 62. So that's S2. Okay, think about it. S2 is 62. So what is term 2? Because we have to find term 1, term 2, and term 3. So what will term 2 be? What do you think is term 2? If we know that S2 is 62, we can say therefore S2 is 62 is equal to term 1, 37. Yeah, then you can take it over and subtract it. So you can say 62 minus 37. So that means term 2 will be 25. Does it make sense? Okay, so S2 is term 1 plus term 2. So now you know term 2 is 25. You know term 1 is 37. And now you can find S3. Now you can say S3 would be 43. You can check for us. What is that? 43 times 3 minus 6 times 3 squared. $75. So the sum of the first three terms. So that means we can say therefore 75 is equal to term 1, 37, plus term 2, 25, plus term 3. Therefore term 3 will be, another option is to say it's S2 plus term 3. Because we know S2 is term 1 plus term 2. We already know that S2 is 62. So we know it's 62 plus term 3. And then 75 minus 62 is 30. So term 3 will be 30. And then they ask you to find term n. So then term n will be A, the first term, 37, plus n minus 1 times the difference. And then you can see the difference, 37, 25, 30. The difference is negative 12. You subtract 12 every time. So the difference is negative 12. So then you're going to have negative 12n, and then 37, negative 1 times negative 12 is plus 12, which is going to be plus 49. So there's term n, negative 12n plus 49. So we used Sn to find the first three terms, okay, term 1, term 2, and term 3, and then we used Sn to find the general term. Okay.